should be finished in week 15. Yeah, because that's why today I invite Pak Sueb. Pak Sueb is in the publication division in our UNESA's English department. Yeah, who will give us guidelines. Yeah, for our publication. Yeah, so that can be done as soon as possible. I mean, to meet the requirements of publication.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think I would like to share my feedbacks, to you, in WhatsApp. And that's the not the summary, but all the feedbacks that I have put in Google Classroom. While waiting for Pak Sueb too, we can have a talk on that. So I have already put my feedbacks in WhatsApp group. Yeah. Okay. So while waiting for Pak Sueb, Pak Sueb, I think we need to start our class. Yeah. Let me start. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I can't mention everyone's name, but 18 students have joined today's class. So thank you for joining my class. I hope that everyone is fine. How are you this morning? Is everyone fine? I hope so. Today's program will be first listening to Pak Sueb. Pak Sueb is in the publication division of UNESA's English department. He has had the, we call it the English department publisher, and he will tell us the requirements for publication. As we agreed in the beginning of the semester, we would like to publish your work, textbooks written by our program, our course, Developing EFL Materials, using our English department publisher. So we would like to register intellectual property rights too, under our English department name. Of course, your names are there in the publication, but as we this is Pak Sueb. Good morning, Pak Sueb.
Hello, good morning.
How are you, Pak Sueb?
Good. So thank you very much for inviting me to your class this morning.
Yeah. So we just started, and I have already opened the class and told them about our plan for publication. So everyone in Developing EFL Materials A 2018 A. Oh yeah, Pak Sueb, I should tell you that this class is a mixed class because we have 8 students from UNES and UNES Semarang, 8 students from UNES Semarang, and if I'm not mistaken, 3 students from UM. Yeah, am I right?
Oh, this is part of MPKM class.
Yeah, yeah. Anissa Rohmadani is from
I am from UM, sir.
UM. How many students are from UM in this class?
There are three
Okay,
students,
3.
which is me, Laksmi, and Della.
And Dela. So Pak Sueb is an alumnus
Alumni.
of Universitas Negeri Malang for his undergraduate and master's degrees, Anissa. Yeah, I think you should greet Pak Sueb. Yeah, your senior.
Hi, Anissa and friends. Thank you. I
Yeah,
hope you enjoy your time at
yeah,
UNESA.
yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Pak Sueb is also holding a class which is joined by UNES students in Indonesian English
Translation.
translation. How many UNES students are there, Pak, in your class?
I think it's 4 or 6 students, but I
Yeah,
don't remember the exact number.
yeah,
But they are active and joining since the very beginning, even though the class at UNES has not started yet at the time, yeah, because UNES started earlier than the other universities.
yeah.
But
So
they're very active.
I think everyone in this class is also very active in uh, accomplishing the task, Pak. Yeah, for
Mhm,
your information, Pak Sueb, our class here has been set to apply project-based learning.
mhm,
And our project is developing textbooks for grade 6, grade 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So
mhm.
there are 7 groups in this class who have chosen to develop English materials based on the emergency curriculum. Yeah,
Okay.
based on the emergency curriculum 2020. So not many KDs or basic competencies are offered in the emergency curriculum,
Mhm,
and we have come to a stage, yeah, I think almost final, yeah, because they have already had generic format for each unit that they follow, yeah. I think I have already sent you one example, one sample
yes.
of the product, yeah. And we would like to hear from you the procedure and also the requirements for the publication using our English department publisher. Yeah. Okay, Pak Soeb.
Yep.
So, will you please tell us what we should do? And everyone here in this class has to respond to Pak Sueb's explanation and think about ways later, yeah, after you listen to his explanation, yeah, ways of meeting the requirements, yeah. So please
Mhm,
take a note and also prepare questions to for Pak Sueb, yeah, so that we can at least, you know, by week 15, yeah, submit the uh, manuscript, yeah, the draft, yeah, to Pak Sueb, yeah, to be processed for the ISBN application. Gitu Pak Sueb ya.
yep.
Okay, Pak Sueb, without do, please take your time to present your yeah, what is that, Pak? Yeah, requirements for publication.
Okay, Pak Munir, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, Pak Munir. So, good morning, guys. So, thank you very much for joining this very early class because I think that I never had such early class like this, Pak Munir. I always
Yeah,
change my class into a later class. So, I just want to make sure that all of my students are awake
yeah,
after, yeah, after sahur, and other issues. So hopefully this morning we are going to have a good discussions regarding how to prepare our projects to publish your work. So actually, this is a great initiations by Pak Munir, and I'm sure that it's really a good opportunity for you to publish your works to the legal publisher. Yeah. So is it okay to share my slides? Let me. I never use. Okay, this one.
Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
the setting is always open for everyone to share, Pak.
Yeah, but so I'm just quite uncommon with.
Zoom.
Yeah. Okay, this one. Okay, I hope it's okay, Pak. So is it visible my
Yes,
slide?
yes, it's clear.
Okay, Pak. So actually, we need to talk about what to prepare and what to do before publishing the students' works. Yeah, so it is a great initiation to publish students' works, legal publisher. So actually, our department has a legal publisher. It is called Jurusan Bahasa dan Sastra Inggris FPS UNESA. So if you open Perpusnas in order to check ESPN, so you can type that name and it's listed there, meaning that our department has authority to publish book or other publications, and we have access to register to ISBN to Perpusnas. So actually, ESPN sometimes it costs some money, but because we registers on behalf of the university or government institutions, so any registrations would be free, or if there is any charge, it would be subsidized by government. So I think that it is a good opportunity in order to accommodate students' works, so to get the number, and later it's going to be a good portfolio for you in the future that actually that your works are acknowledged legally by government and the system. So what to prepare? Let's move on. Okay, so your position right now is here, okay, in the green box, that actually you are now in a finalizing your works and you are now working with your group and your professor,
Uh,
meaning
we
that,
we haven't seen the boxes, Pak.
oops, okay, but so let me share again, but okay. So I think that in the green box, this is your current positions that you are now working together with your group members and your professor, meaning that some revisions and consultations still needed in order to get a perfect book. Okay, so according to the timeline, if I'm not wrong, I think we have for about 3 until 4 weeks maximum in order before going into the final week of our semester. Okay, so meaning that we need to work fast in order to prepare some documents in order to register to publisher or through Perpusnas, ya, Perpustakaan Nasional. Okay, so at the same time, it is expected that you preparing some documents needed in order to register to publisher. So if you look at in the yellow box, actually that there will be some documents needed in order to register to Perpusnas. And after preparing the documents, you also need to prepare some informations while you are uploading the documents into the system. Okay, I think the one who will be responsible to upload the documents to the system would be the department, meaning that you just need to prepare some information and documents. So as long as they are complete, we are going to handle this stuff. So we are just waiting for the ESBN to be published by Perpusnas. Okay, so I think that the focus of our work right now is in the green box and the yellow box. Okay, let's move on to the documents for ESPN. Yeah, actually, ESPN, for those who do not have any idea what is ESPN or many things. Yeah, so actually, ESPN is a book series, yeah, or book number meaning that any publication with ISBN is acknowledged and registered internationally. And ESPN, the database, is different between one country with other countries, meaning in Indonesia, it is under the authority of Perpusnas, meaning that once your work or your books is with the SPN, meaning that your work and your book must be registered and acknowledged by Perpusnas. So that means that it is legal. Yeah, so it is part of your intellectual rights with any rights that instilled works. Okay, so at it is a good way, especially for us, yeah, for students. I think it's a good start for you because your professor has accommodated these projects. So meaning right after this class and or maybe later on when you graduate from the university, you have already at least one portfolio. So it is important when you apply for a job or apply for a scholarship that you can mention that you have at least one work with the SPN and it has a good credits, yeah, when you apply for a job and you apply for a scholarship. It is also good things for us as lecturers that actually lecturers, especially senior lecturers or associate professors, so we are required to write books with the SPN. So I think that this is also very important, and I hope it is very good idea later on if we collaborate. So both of us have credits from this system. Okay, so let's uh, go back to the documents needed in order to register for TESPN. Yeah. So of course, number one, we need an application letter from the department. Yeah. I think that later on, Pak Munir, I think
Yeah.
Pak or the captain will be handling this part, Pak Munir,
Mm.
because it's supposed to be from Bu Pratiwi and legalized by Vice Dean or the Deans of FPS, Pak Munir. So, or at least it's from Bupra TV as long as we have the stamps, because officially department does not have any stamps. So that means we need to use the letter from FPS.
Yeah.
So it is a requirement that indicates we are part of the government institutions.
Yes.
So we need to prepare this. But even though it is number one, but actually the application letter should come up after all these number two until number five requirements are fulfilled by the students. So
Mm.
that indicates that students are only students or groups who are ready that should be registered by the department. For those who have not fulfilled the requirements, number two until number five, so they are not accommodated to get the application letter from department or the faculties. Okay, so documents number two that you have to prepare is the book cover. So it is not a mock design, yeah, but this is already a final cover. So the cover should has the title. It's supposed to be clear, and also it has your names on there, and also if it has a subtitle and it's supposed to be clear. Yeah. So if in order to get further information, you can look at some examples of common book that you can find anywhere. Yeah. Second is book identity page. Yeah, or we call this after cover page. Yeah. If you have a book, sometimes book have a cover, and then and after the cover we have what is that the second cover that consists of the names, maybe the editors, the publisher, and also if the institution or many things or the city where your book will be published or many things. So this information, I actually you can look at the common books everywhere, just fulfill the information like the other books. That's going to be a good idea in order to prepare. Later this afternoon, I'm going to send the example of these documents to Pak Munir. So
Yeah.
Pak Munir hopefully will distribute to the students in order to prepare these documents. And then preface, even though that it's Sometimes in our culture, we do not take account preface in a book. Actually, preface is a good part, and it's very important part in order to register for ESPN, because preface represents the core information of the book. It's just like an abstract of your book. So that's why it is very important. Yeah, preface. Make sure that you write your names as the author, or if it is a group project, make sure that you write the group names, or just write down this is group or team or many things. And don't forget to write the city when you publish your work, and the date uh, below, or in the bottom part of your preface. Next, number five. I think that this is the most difficult part of these documents. It is the table of contents. Yeah. Why is it difficult? Because we only can make the table of contents if all the books, yeah, or the materials are done. Meaning that table of contents must be precise. Okay, so meaning that we cannot say, oh, what if we just have this cover and we just register? Well, it is not that easy, because that you need to attach the table of contents. Yeah. So if your table of contents is ready, but your book is still in a draft condition, meaning it's very possible in the future it is not valid, because the table of contents that you register and the table of contents of the final books will be different. So your ESPN will be retracted by the Perpusnas. Yeah, so because it is not matched. So that is why, in order to complete or to fulfill these documents, make sure that you have finalized your book and it is a final product of your books, including the layout. Yeah, so it is very important. Table of content is the most difficult part. Okay, some information that all documents scanned, okay, and merged into one file, a maximum of 2 MB, and it takes for about 5 days normally, but sometimes it's going to be maximum 2 weeks, yeah, in order to get ESPN, because it is national system, so it is very common that it takes time. That's okay, and it's free, so that's why that we don't have to take rush. We're just waiting for the procedure. Okay. Uh, Next, when we upload, okay, you need to prepare some information when we are uploading the documents. Number one is the title, whether it is series or not. Series means, for example, you have what is that? A book. It is called like Grammar One, Grammar Two, and Grammar Three. Okay, that means that your book is a series book. Okay, so if it is series, that it is very important we classify the series. So we are going to register for the ESPN accordingly. Okay, so series number one, series number two, and then series number three, and so forth. So that is important in order to maintain the number and the series of your publications later on. Number two, that you also need to prepare the synopsis. Synopsis is the abstract or the summary of your book. So sometimes, so it has for about 2 paragraphs, or its maximum of 500 words. So synopsis is very important in order to verify your book. So the verificator later on will know what kind of books that it is now being under the registration. Number three is similarly the same with the number one. You need to include the edition if it is a series. Okay. Number four, yes, again, it relates to the table of content, that you need to make sure the number of page. Yeah, this is the initial page and the main pages. For example, it is like uh, 9 pages. Uh, and with the Latin system, and the main pages is 120 pages. Okay, so it must be clear. And other information that you need to fill is that the genre of your book, whether it is a fiction or non-fiction, or it is education, and also whether the audience would be kids or adults, whether it is translated works. When it is translated, then you need to make sure that you have a permission from the original author, and also that you need to put information whether your book is research or non-research books, is series or non-series, and it is very important. You need to make sure whether later on you would like to set your book into a printed one or digital. Yeah, I think it is better for our early projects to become digital books. Yeah, but I don't know. You might make an agreement upon your class members whether your works will be published in a printed version or in digital version. Okay, I don't know, Pak Munir, whether students' work will be printed or published into e-book, Pak Munir. Okay, so
Yeah, ebook, I think, but
yeah, I think e-book is important, but maybe we just need to print uh, some copies to be displayed in the department, Pak. So
yeah,
maybe we can use it for the upcoming class or next semesters.
yeah,
It's good to motivate the students, Pak.
yeah.
And for accreditation, Pak.
Mhm.
All right. I think we come to the last part of my socializations, yeah, sharing this morning. So we need to uh, pay attention to some issues when we want to register for ESBN. So number one, for example, so as it is systemic registrations, so make sure that we have complete documents to be uploaded. Okay, it is very strict, just like when we apply for a scholarship. Okay, when we have incomplete documents, even one document, so our application will be rejected. Okay, so make sure that we upload complete documents as it is needed. For example, the required title page and the cover design, and also the page, the turning page title that indicates whether your books are already ready or it's just draft. So if you fail to complete the documents and any requirements, that your applications will not be processed by the system. Okay. The second information, I think it is very important if we have a peer review process. Yeah, uh, that comes into a consequence that you need to include editors or the co-authors of your book. Okay, involving lecturers or senior students or teachers would be a good idea. So, for example, your works right now, you have a current works that you might invite one teacher from senior high school or from junior high school or like relevant with your books, and invite her or invite him to be part of your co-authors in order to get in quotation validation for them. I think it's a good idea. Okay, so in order to get relevant materials for the students later on. Again, that you need to consult with your professor regarding this idea, whether we still need to get a peer review process, or it is okay if we invite other co-authors like lecturers or teachers, yeah, in order to get a better materials and relevant with the current curriculum. And the last issue that we need to pay attention is the copyright issues. Yesterday, I talked to Pak Munir regarding to this issue because Pak Munir sent me one copy of your work, and I see that some pictures that you put there uh, are me. I assume, or I am trying to be skeptical that your pictures are not copyrighted. Okay, so if this issue happens, so there will be copyright infringements. So you violate the copyright, and you might face any legal consequence. So it is not good for you, and it is not good for the publisher. So in this case, it's the department. So that is why copyright issue is very important to be discussed and to be accommodated before you publish any materials. So copyrights, there are many kinds of copyrights that you can look at the information. Um, I have experience attending some online courses that in the first meeting regarding the students' orientation, copyright issues is always discussed in the first meeting because when we deal with digital material, it is very sensitive because even though in our daily practice we can just copy and paste pictures from internet or from Google just simply as just that, but actually when we publish the pictures, it is not okay. Yeah, it is illegal. So that's why you need to make sure whether the picture or any materials are under full copyrights. Yeah, if it is full copyrights, then you have to pay for that products, or you must get legal permission or written permission from the owner of that material. Okay, if you do not want to pay, you might use Creative Commons. Yeah, so sometimes if you look at any materials on internet, in the below of the materials, it has a circle with two letters CC. That means it is Creative Commons. Yeah, so when it is Creative Commons means that it is free, so everybody can use that materials as long as you put the attributions of what is that, the owner of that materials. So Creative Commons, there are many types: Creative Commons attributions, Creative Commons non-derivative, non-commercial. So meaning as long as it is not for commercial purpose, CC or Creative Commons are welcome. Okay, so sometimes these kind of materials are very beneficial for academic purpose, because sometimes most of the academic activities are non-profit activities. And the last is public domain. Yeah, if it is public domain, meaning that it's already the copyrights has been waived by certain institution, so everybody can use it. And you need to make sure these issues, especially when you put some pictures or GIF or images in your books later on, don't forget to give attributions to the materials in order to avoid any legal consequence in the future. All right, I think those things that I can share this morning. It's really a good time for us if we discuss, and you have any questions, please be welcome. So thank you very much. Thank you, Pak Munir, for the time.
Thank you,
The screen is yours again.
Pak Suhaib. If you can get the PowerPoint, that would be great, Pak, so that we can
Yes, Pak.
discuss later with our class members.
Yes.
Pak Suhaib, there are a few questions that I have, Pak. For example, the length, yeah, the page number. What's actually the minimum page number for a book?
So there is no any specific information about the minimum number for this, because sometimes when we go to Gramedia, we can see children books for children. It has only 20 pages, but okay, it has ISBN, but for us as lecturers, to be acknowledged, so it according to UNESCO, the minimum page of academic books is supposed to be 60 pages.
50 pages. Yeah.
That is for academic one, but in order to be acknowledged or to be counted as cum.
Yeah.
So, but it is but if for this kind of projects, I don't think it has a specific number.
Yeah, because this is textbooks for grades 7 to 12.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that answer. Now, what? Because we have series, right? So we have grade 7, 8, 9. So as one education level, and 10, 11, 12 as a different education level. Yeah. Should we, because of the numbers of pages, for example, should we make them into one? So, for example, a book, yeah, for junior high school containing grade 7, 8, 9 into one page, one book, one ISBN, for example. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because of the number to make it efficient, for example. Uh, will that be possible or will not be? Will that be what is it? Illogical? Because you know, who
I
will
think,
buy a book, for example, for 3 grades? Yeah, right.
yeah, I think combining for one level would be possible, but so from grade 7, for example, it consists of uh, some instead of having one book, so we put them into chapters. So grammar one or listening one for 7th grade. So maybe this consists of more than one group. So maybe they have chapters, something like that. But
You mean that would be difficult part. So because we would have to what is it, deconstruct the existing format if we separate into listening, speaking, reading, writing. So
oh,
far we have targeted the KDs.
mhm.
Yeah. So grade 7, and then we have unit 1, KD 1, unit 2, unit 3 until unit 5, for example, because there are 5 KDs. Yeah. So that would make well 60 around 60 pages of the contents. Yeah.
Mhm. I think that's a good idea. But
Okay. Okay.
I think what you said as a format is the layout of the materials.
Yeah, I mean, we apply for ESPN, but for 3 grades
Books.
as
Yeah.
one.
So yeah,
Or
I think it's a good idea to uh, according to your explanation before, I think that it is really potential to have three proposals, but grade
mm,
1, grade 2, and grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9. So
so
separately, but
there will be 6 then, but
um,
because they also have grade 10, 11, and 12.
well, I think it's as long as it is ready, but I think it's okay. Just want to make sure whether grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9 are series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that should be series, but
Okay,
so
but so I think it's series, but it's series as long as it has the same title. So meaning that so the title is supposed to be the same, but grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9. So the title is the same, meaning for example, the title is English 1 or English 2 and English 3. But so that means that they are one series.
so
But I think the title can be modified but according to the market uh, or maybe according to the condition as long as the content still refer to KD of the current curriculum. Ba.
you mean the title only or the cover should be the same, but for the series, but
Oh, I think it's the title. Ba.
not the cover.
Oh yeah, the cover is supposed to be into one theme. Ba. Maybe so for 7 is it's green but the same design. But the color can be different, but the design and the layout is supposed to be the same. But just I mean, it's just like a normal books. But sometimes if the books are a series, I think they have the same design and the same layout with different colors. Or um, in order to accommodate the different materials, we can make the subtitle. Pak. So the title is the same, but the subtitle might be different. So that's okay. Pak. So for example, from grade 7, we call it as English 1. The subtitle is blah, blah, blah. So the subtitle from grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9, it can be different, but the main title is the same. So so series 1, so English 1, so it is considered as series 1, that the subtitle is different. So I think just like webinar, ba. So the title is UNESA webinar series, but the subtitle is relevant with the topic. I think that that is a good idea.
Okay. You mentioned about the turning page, Pak. Does it mean that the pagination, yeah, should be a book like, Pak?
Yes, Pak. So we have the introduction, sorry, but the preface, table of content, the um, after page cover, after cover page, and anything. It's supposed to be set and laid out just like a book, Pak. I think Pak Munir have already got the proceeding yesterday, Pak.
Yeah.
So if you look at the proceeding, even though that it is a we can just like a book chapter or compilation, actually that it has layout like a real books, Pak. Okay. And
Okay.
well,
So,
I think that's it's supposed to be students' work, but we are going to trigger the students to think how to manage the layouts and the page uh, regarding this setting.
yeah.
It's
So,
challenging, but well, setting the layout and this numbering, I think that this is the most challenging part. But I still remember when we managed to finalize the proceeding. It was very complicated, especially when we put into numbering. But page numbering is very complicated.
yeah. So does it mean that it has to be in non-word, Pak, non-doc? Does it mean that it has to be put in in the past we have apa untuk itu ya
PDF.
not PDF apa programnya untuk buat
Corel Draw.
iya.
Well, yes, but it is. So that is why we have Microsoft. What is that? The name I forget. Microsoft Publisher. Pak. So
Oh,
Microsoft Publisher, we have a Microsoft Publisher. When the students are doing their work from CorelDRAW or Photoshop, then we need to put the number one by one manually.
yeah. Yeah.
So actually, Microsoft Publisher accommodates these issues, but when the students make it from Microsoft Word, then it can be included automatically by system. But if the students did it through CorelDRAW, then yes, it's supposed to be manually. But
So you mean that because most students have been working in Microsoft Word, can we just convert it to Microsoft Publisher from Word?
no, oh yeah, in order to publish later on, we just need to convert into PDF. Pak. No, I mean the Microsoft Publisher is actually the most relevant software or programs to make any book, but because the students have already worked with Microsoft Word, so it is okay. Just give page numbering according to the system, and then convert into a PDF later on. And we are going to
You mean
merge.
that they have to make it like a booklet, you know? Kan bisa pakai booklet version ya.
It can be.
Should be booklet version itu ya.
Yeah, so we can make it like booklet version. I think Microsoft Word can make it, or the students if I think yesterday the documents that you sent to me yesterday, if that kind of layout, most likely or maybe some of the students do it in CorelDRAW, then they have to convert one by one, and then they merge later on into a booklet. So it just like depends of students' creativity to manage the page numbering. It's I agree that this is the most challenging part later on.
Well, at least we are almost done with the contents. We just need to think of the technical matters. Okay, everyone, please let me invite you to ask Pak Sueb anything. Hello. Are you surprised to find out that there are many things to prepare?
Well, I don't think that it's many things, but
Yeah.
if you think it is a project-based learning, um, it is part of the process. But so it is part of the process. Later, when we become teachers, really professional teacher, we deal with that. Yeah, I think I remember when we finalized the proceeding, but so it was like 3 years ago, meaning I was as a new lecturer.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. So if I didn't have any experience joining such courses like what you are having right now, guys,
Mm.
well, I couldn't make it. So because I had experience of attending book development or material development. So when Pak Munir asked me to make proceeding, then well, we need to be survived for that, and then yes, it's done. So these kind of skills are very important, what Pak Munir said as a technical matters. So this is a soft skill, and it is very important later on. You can put it on your CV that well, I have experience setting the layout of books or many things. It's a good thing. Yeah. I'm sure that employers in the future prefer to look at such skills instead of your GPA only.
Yeah. Mm.
Please, if you have any questions.
Yes, please ask questions. You need to foresee, what you need to do, and predict, challenges that you will face in preparing for the documents. Come on, uh, Amanda. Come on, Raisul. You as the captain of the class. Raisul.
Sir, I want to ask,
Yes, please, Munawaro.
uh, so for the application letter from department, what we need to prepare for it or reaches us from the department?
Yeah, that will be my job. Yeah, yeah, Pak Sueb, yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Pak Munir's job. But you need to complete the required documents first, Alfie. So the cover, the table of contents, the preface, and of course the final product of your book must be ready. Yeah, that is the requirements. So Pak Munir can proceed your applications. If you cannot come with that product, then Pak Munir will not proceed your application. I think Pak Munir, I think for final exam or final score, it is based on this level, Pak. So
Yeah,
getting ESPN is the bonus, Pak.
yeah,
Is that? I assume like that, Pak.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
if you are waiting for the ESPN in order to get score, it might be problematic because the deadline of score input would be closed, Pak.
yeah,
So the final exam, students should come up with the cover, the table of content, the preface, and the final layout of their book.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So final layout of the book, yeah, ready for publication. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah, Pak.
yeah. Alfie, thank you for your questions. Do you have any other questions? Ini Fiz, I think Fizaria here is Fizaria is here, Pak Sueb.
Oh
Di
yeah.
Twitter, yeah,
I can see some names here, Pak.
yeah. Fiz,
Familiar name.
Fiz.
Actually, I still don't have questions, sir.
So that means you know what to do, right?
So that's the logic, yeah, Pak. Yeah.
Yeah. Fiz, your group's generic format, yeah. I think we haven't discussed here whether Pak Sueb, can the contents of the series, for example, 7, 8, 9, uh, have different format?
Well, ideally they have the same format. Ideally,
Ideally, the same format.
ideally, But if we want to, or if we want to maintain the generic structure or format from each group, then at least the cover is the same. But
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You mentioned about the cover and the design of cover that should be the same. Yeah.
so if it is series, I think that we need to invite one designer for the cover to make just to make sure that they have the same layout for the cover only. Maybe
Mm,
it's only the color that's different.
mm, yeah. Hello, everyone. I think we need to discuss here, for example, grade 7, 8, and 9, to agree on the cover. Pak Sueb, some of the groups here have already made the cover. Coba ini siapa yang sudah punya covernya? Grup mana ini? Come on. I forget which group has already made covers.
Yesterday the cover was already done. But I think the students just made it by using Canva. Yeah, yesterday.
Oh.
Canva is a good program, but and it's very practical, easy for cover.
Okay.
We can make it just less than 15 minutes by using Canva. And there are many pictures of Canva who are free attribution. So we just need to make sure that the copyrights, any copyright is very serious issue.
Yeah.
We can change the picture later on. If I may give suggestions for the cover, it is very easy, practical if we use pictures of UNESA as the background, like with what is that, watermark like that. And we can ask for humas, for the pictures. Later on in the cover, you can mention that pictures, image, humas UNESA. It's free. You don't have to pay because humas is part of your institutions.
Now, in terms of the number of the authors, is there any limitation of the numbers of the authors?
I don't have any idea about that, but most likely, if it is a compilations, there should be the editor instead of authors.
You mean for this project, we can't put a student's name in the cover?
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be Pak Munir's name on it as the editor.
But we should put their names in the
after cover.
after cover.
Yeah. So the list of the names of the contributors.
Contributors. Okay, editors. All right.
And I think we need to discuss about this maybe within the students in order to accommodate this. So if we have less than 10, I think that we can put all the names. That's okay. So just to make sure that the leaders is supposed to be on the top list, because in any occasion, sometimes we only need to mention the first author with et al. Or DKK, just like that. So the captain or the leader of the groups deserve to be on the top list.
Yeah. I think we have 6 students maximum in our group. 4 to 6. Some groups have 6 students, 6 members. I mean. Yeah. Any other questions?
Sure.
Yes, please, Edwin.
Can we use this Canva application through phone? Because my laptop is kind of broken right now.
Yes. Yeah. So what's the question, Edwin?
Can we use Canva application through mobile phone?
Oh, mobile phone.
Yeah.
Well, this is let's assume that this is a professional work. Yeah, and we cannot do our professional work by phone.
So Edwin, I think you can ask your
friends,
members, your friend to do that, Edwin. Yeah. Are you the captain?
Maybe.
Yeah, your
So
group
we are
6
group members.
group 7 yang silakan ya.
Group 7. Yes,
Oh, group
sir.
7, yeah. I think you can ask other members, yeah, to make use of the cover, yeah, if your laptop is now broken. Thank you, Edwin. Any other questions, Edwin? Have you made your cover, Edwin?
I think not. I think we haven't made the cover. We haven't.
You have your group?
Not yet. Not yet, sir.
Not yet. Okay. So as Pak Sueb mentioned, if we have series, then we should have similar cover, yeah, similar design. I think it is time for us to make a larger group, apa? Yaitu apa? Junior high school group and senior high school group, yeah, to agree on the cover, yeah.
Yeah, at least the cover.
Yeah.
If it is possible, the layout.
Right.
But at least the cover.
At least the cover.
And the table of content, Pak.
Oh yeah.
The table of content needs to be addressed in that big group, Pak.
And table of content, yeah, because we will use the same format. Table of content, covers, and after cover should be uploaded. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Contents. Okay. So in that case, a preface will also be similar, Pak, for the series, Pak.
Yeah, Pak. I think preface is supposed to be from Pak Munir, I think.
Oh yeah, will also be the same. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Well, at least the idea are similar, but of course the contents over there should represent the contents of the book.
Yeah.
For the series.
Yeah.
Right?
So I think that's the big group will propose the preface, and the final preface should be from Pak Munir and team. So that to indicate that actually this is a student's work, Pak. And at least Pak Munir, whether it is big or small account, that you need to be responsible for these products.
Yeah.
Just like the thing from prologue or introduction, preface from prominent figure when we have our a book like textbook.
Yeah.
Kata pengantar dari profesor ini. So I think kata pengantar is not supposed to be from. It's not always from the members, but it can be written by somebody else who is relevant with the content.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's clear enough. Yes, please. Other students would like to ask question. No? Well, yes, Pak Sueb, I think you've given us insights and also great information on finalizing our project, Pak. Yeah. So we really appreciate your time, yeah, and commitment to help us. Do you think that you are also ready to help with the nitty-gritty? So if things are, I think, final check, for example, before the upload, so that when things are not, we return to them because of some minor things, for example, then it will take some time, right? But if you can, if you can fix it, you can revise it, that will be much more efficient, right? What do you think, Pak? Will you be ready for that?
Well, right after students hand in their final products, Pak. So that's supposed to be our job as the administrator of the department, Pak, to final check before we submit to the Perpusnas, Pak. So of course that it's supposed to be our responsibility, the department's responsibility, to check the final products before we submit to Perpusnas, Pak. And I
Okay.
think that I'm really glad if we work together and I'm involved in that projects. I think that's I too appreciate this initiation, but it's a good initiation. But we need to tell this story to other lecturers that actually that it is very good and it motivates students a lot.
Actually, my class has produced, so every year we have produced textbooks, but yeah, with a textbook format already, even have been printed, but we have never applied for ESBN. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's I think that we need to encourage ourselves to publish just like Professor Pambang Yudi did so far, but especially for theoretical or content class. So for essay or for short paper, I think we can compile and we can check and edit their writing. So later on, it is a book compilations, and Pak Munir and other members will be the editors, and students have rights in the compilations, and Pak Munir has credits for editing the content, just like Professor Pambang Yudi in UM. Professor Pambang Yudi always invites young lecturers to become his partner. If you look at, and Pak Bambang Yudi has many books, but actually those books are not 100% written by Pak Bambang Yudi, but they are edited by Pak Bambang Yudi. So Pak Bambang Yudi just plays behind the stage of the books as the thinker, evaluator, and editor, and I think that everybody is happy with that kind of projects.
Yeah, yeah. So
Pasca
it's
Pak,
very,
terutama Pak, yang pasca
yeah,
sarjana, I think we can make it.
yeah. It's very inspiring person, Pak Bambang Yudi.
He is my advisor, Pak.
Yeah, yeah. So you will be like him, Pak Sueb. Yeah,
Yeah, and Pak Yazid, Pak,
yeah. Young one. Yeah.
the younger one.
Yeah, I think if you do not have any questions from students, but I think we need to wrap up this meeting. But you can, we really appreciate your time, Pak Sweb. Yeah, yeah, and once again, I would like to get the PowerPoint if you can share with us, yeah, so that we can at least stick to that, yeah, for our reference in preparing for the final. Yeah, okay, thank you, Pak Sweb. You may leave the room, Pak, and then I'll continue with my class to discuss your presentation, Pak.
Thank you very much, Pak. It's my honor to share time with you.
I think we need to get our picture, Pak, first, Pak. I forget that.
Saya masih bambes ya, Pak. Tidak apa-apa.
Yeah. Okay. Let me print. Yeah. How can we make it in full? I think this is already full. Let me do it again. Okay. Thank you, Pak Sueb. Yeah. So I have already take picture of ours. Yeah. And this is also recorded, Pak, so I can make use of this meeting recording for my second class, Pak. I have also the second class. Yeah. Yes. So I will play your our video, and that's why I think I need to get your PowerPoint too. Yeah. To tell them what to do. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Pak Sweb.
Thank you, Pak Miner. Thank you. And I'll see you again.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I leave.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Pak Sweb. Yeah. All right. So everyone, yeah. What do you think of that? Hello. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So have you got the file? My Word. My file. My feedbacks for draft submitted in meeting 12. Yeah. Yeah. There are some. I think most of you have done so much. I think I need to appreciate that. Thank you. Congratulations. but some of you have blank pages. Can you tell me what happens to your blank pages? Ini siapa ini yang ada blank pages di sini ya? Coba. Ya. Ada filenya yang blank gitu. What happens itu? Ya, itu. Hilda, for example, ya. Hilda, you have so many blank pages. What happens, Hilda? Hilda, are you with us? So I think that's in group 5, yeah. Can you tell me, members of group 5, why there is also, ini Roysul too. Roysul, you have empty pages for, what happens? Ini siapa tadi? Hilda ya tadi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what happens, Hilda?
Because I haven't finished it yet, sir.
Oh, I see. You haven't finished. I thought that there is a technical mishap over there, yeah, technical accident, yeah. Bukan ya, because you are still working on it, yeah.
Yes, sir.
You have any problems in developing your draft? If I read your Hilda, in your speaking activity, read aloud. You need written text to read aloud, gitu ya. Karena ternyata kok read aloud nggak ada written textnya ya. Oke, itu ya. Jadi nanti bisa diinikan ya. Oh, what about Roysul? Roysul, why do you have empty pages for speaking?
I haven't finished yet, sir.
You have, yeah. Tapi kemarin itu bukan finish itu ya, sebelumnya itu ya.
Yeah, it is on the Word, and I made it again, put it on Canva, and I haven't finished it yet, sir.
Oh, I see. You transfer from the old format to new generic format, gitu ya?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I see. That's why I was surprised because I think in my notes, in my feedbacks, in the last meeting, I appreciate your work, Oh, ini sekarang tiba-tiba hilang begitu ya? Okay, thank you. Nah, ini that's one thing. Another is that I think I find it hard sometimes to see that speaking, is put in the last, for example, Now I was thinking, you start from listening and then you continue with speaking because you will make use of the listening materials as a model for speaking activities. Tapi kan ada macam-macam. Ada yang speaking sama writingnya itu diletakkan di belakang sendiri saja begitu, ya. Kenapa ini, ya? Siapa yang ini seperti itu ya, saya komentari seperti itu ya. Ayo, ya. Halo, ini Galuh misalnya. Galuh. Halo, are you with me? Are you with us? Galuh, your speaking is based on the writing, not based on spoken audio they hear. This is good, but will lead to speaking like reading. What do you think, Galuh? How you would respond to my feedback? Galuh. Halo, Galuh. Yeah. Okay. Now, what about the others? Ini, will you please give response to my feedback? If you would like to ask for clarifications, sometimes I misread your work, misalnya begitu.
Sir, I
Yes,
wanna
please.
ask.
Yes, please, Karisma.
Should the order always start from listening, sir?
Well, ini my statement for you, right? Ini Karisma, why do you start with reading? Why not listening? Gitu ya.
Yes.
Ya,
Iya, sir.
sebenarnya
Karena itu.
ya, what's your KD actually, Karisma? Halo, Karisma.
Yes, sir. Wait. My God, this. Wait, sir.
Halo, Karisma. Cuma disebutkan saja, nggak usah di ini presentasikan, nggak apa-apa, Karisma. Is it? Halo.
Halo, sir. Wait. Ini, sir. Membandingkan fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan beberapa teks personal rekan lisan dan tulis dengan memberi dan meminta informasi terkait pengalaman pribadi di waktu lampau, pendek, dan sederhana sesuai dengan konteks penggunaannya. Itu yang KD 3.3. Jadi di learning objective saya itu identify the social function, text structure, and language features of several context related to the personal experience story and compare the social function, text structure, language feature of several context related to the personal experience story. So that's why I put reading skill first rather than
Jadi gini sebenarnya ya. I think the big picture is that itu tentang personal recount. Gitu. Big picture-nya seperti itu. Ya, KD-nya itu personal recount. Jenis teksnya adalah personal recount. Itu yang seharusnya menjadi ini ya big picture. Karena big picture, jadi kita ingin memastikan bahwa from the big picture we can get bits and pieces ya. Jadi gambaran besarnya itu adalah personal recount. Nah, bagian-bagian dari personal recount itu nanti untuk macam-macam, termasuk apa itu tadi membandingkan ya.
Ya.
Membandingkan. Dan kalau membandingkan itu berarti nanti ada beberapa teks, harus ada beberapa teks yang diinikan gitu ya. Nah,
sudah.
Ya, enggak, maksud saya gini loh, kan kamu bertanya tentang readingnya, kenapa kok reading gitu ya. Nah, biasanya kan di situ kan listening sama ini ya, lisan dan tulis ya.
Iya, Pak.
Nah, sebenarnya idealnya itu mulailah dengan listening gitu loh. Kenapa? Karena kita itu berbahasa itu ya, sebenarnya mulai dengan lisan baru tulis. Itu idealnya ya. Buku ini kurikulum 2004 juga menyarankan ini lisan dulu baru tulis. Itu idealnya. Tapi sekarang ya saya sampaikan begini. Di format kelompokmu itu apakah semuanya dimulai dengan reading gitu loh?
Some of us use reading first.
Some of you started from reading first. Berarti itu mungkin ada kemungkinan saya komentari yang sama mungkin ya di kelompokmu itu ya.
Itu Pak, yang punya Fitria yang reading itu nggak ada komen. Saya lihat di komen yang overall itu loh Pak. Yang di dokumen itu yang punya Fitria cuma langsung ke writing dialogue sama speaking practice. Punya saya di komen jadi reading dulu. Dan
tergantung ininya. Kalau misalnya KD-nya itu tentang ini ya greeting cards ya misalnya. Gak mungkin kalau greeting cards itu dimulai dengan listening gitu.
Yes.
Ya. Gak mungkin. Jadi kalau greeting card jelas langsung ke reading karena ya gak mungkin. KD-nya memang nggak meminta lisan. Jadi yang memang ada lisan dan tulis itu coba dipikirkan seperti itu ya. Itu sekedar komentar saya ya begitu loh. Nah, pertanyaan saya begini, kalau kamu mulai dengan reading ya, terus lanjutannya apa? Setelah reading langsung speaking?
Enggak, listening, sir.
Loh, setelah
Reading
listening.
Ya.
Oke. Apa rasionalnya kenapa kok reading dulu baru listening? Apakah karena anak-anak Indonesia terbiasa membaca dulu baru mendengarkan gitu?
Karena itu, Pak, saya mengikuti learning objective saya, Pak.
Oh, gitu.
Gitu, iya. Jadi yang
ya.
pertama kenapa kok pakai reading dulu, karena yang pertama kan identify sama membandingkan itu kan berarti kan berasal dari beberapa teks. Habis itu yang find the general, specific, and detailed information itu dari apa yang mereka dengarkan gitu. Jadi ada
yang dari apa yang mereka dengarkan dulu tuh harusnya ya. Kalau memang seperti itu kan ya tetap dari listening dulu dong, jangan.
Tapi nanti nggak sesuai dengan itunya, Pak, urutan kado dan objektifnya. Kalau misalkan kalau yang find general information dulu, otomatis nanti tidak sesuai dengan KD-nya, karena KD-nya yang untuk menemukan general information itu berada di setelah KD 3.3.
Nah, jadi 3.3 apa 4.3 kalau
4, ya setelah 3.3 berarti kan 4.3, Pak.
Jadi begini, sebenarnya ya, kalau tentang penyajian itu kan KD itu kan masalah teknis administrasi dulu ngetiknya di sana di kementerian saja ya, 3 dulu baru 4 begitu. Sebenarnya kalau kita menyajikan materi itu sebenarnya kan bahannya cuma satu ya, sampai saya sampaikan tadi big picture-nya itu ya, bahannya satu, yang teks besar itu ya Pak, kalau ini personal recount misalnya ya. Nah, bahannya satu. Nah, kita mempelajari itu sehingga nanti kita itu bisa tahu unsur kebahasaan, bisa tahu ini, bisa tahu itu gitu sebenarnya ya. Jadi kalau misalnya harus dimulai dengan yang kecil gitu ya, tanpa melihat yang besar, itu biasanya ya susah ya. Ya, karena yang kecil-kecil itu yang kecil-kecil itu language features dan lain-lain, itu yang kecil-kecil itu bagian dari sebenarnya bisa merupakan bagian dari post reading activities, post listening activities, atau bisa jadi bagian dari pre-reading activities. Kalau pre-reading kan mengantisipasi isinya ya.
Iya,
Jadi
Pak.
Pre-listening juga begitu gitu. Ya, gak apa-apa sebenarnya kalau kamu masih tetap dengan itu udah apa-apa ya. Apa-apa. Ini kan cuma saya bertanya saja. Saya ingin tahu rasionalmu apa begitu ya.
Iya, Pak. Jadi masih bisa pakai reading dulu, habis itu listening, speaking, writing apa?
Iya, bisa jadi begitu. Tapi biasanya kalau reading itu nanti tidak diikuti oleh speaking gitu. Kalau
ya,
reading itu diikuti oleh writing gitu.
Kalau di writing itu masuk yang di menyusun, Pak, kan di menyusun, Pak.
Loh, menyusun itu kan menyusun lisan dan tulis sebenarnya ya. Pak, ya, jadi gini loh, orang menulis, orang berbicara itu kalau di konteks kita, konteks yang genre based itu sebenarnya harus berdasarkan model ya. Model. Yang nggak tahu yang diajarkan di sana bagaimana ya. Biasanya kan mengikuti itu modeling dulu ya, istilahnya yang cycle sama stages of genre based itu ya. Jadi ada modeling, sebelum modeling ada building knowledge, setelah modeling itu ada deconstruction of text, kemudian setelah itu ada joint construction, ada independent construction, begitu ya. Nah, begitu sebenarnya kalau kita mau ini istilahnya mengikuti alur yang itu. Tapi kan enggak harus persis seperti itu. Yang penting memang rasional saja ya, rasional saja. Karena itu saya komentari di tempat yang lain, di mahasiswa yang lain itu kan kenapa nggak ada post listening activity to exploit the text misalnya ya. Begini, setelah mendengarkan langsung ada namanya listening comprehension. Setelah itu berhenti. Ya. Ini kurang baik. Kenapa? Harusnya setelah mendengarkan itu mungkin listening comprehension oke lah. Kemudian mendengarkan lagi untuk apa? Misalnya membangun ini pronunciation practice misalnya ya. Kemudian membangun lagi kalau itu dialog berarti apa? Membangun ini pronunciation practice yang untuk yang expressions, mengulang ini expression yang didengar tadi ini sehingga nanti siap untuk memproduksi. Kenapa? Karena dari model tadi, misalnya ada pertanyaan, congratulations, jadi istilahnya kita belajar intonation-nya, sehingga nanti siap ke langsung produksi speaking misalnya begitu. Nah itu namanya post listening activity, mengeksploitasi untuk language learning, bisa jadi pronunciation, bisa jadi juga apa vocabulary building, ya vocabulary building itu ya ini. Tadi yang didengarkan ada kata-kata apa begitu ya. Kita coba di situ itu misalnya mengucapkan kembali kata-kata itu. Kemudian misalnya menggunakan kata-kata itu di dalam bentuk yang lain. Itu semakin ini menguasai anak-anak itu. Nah, kalau seperti itu sebenarnya itu langsung kan bisa namanya bagian dari tadi. Misalnya kalau membandingkan, misalnya berarti ada 2 teks. Apa membandingkan unsur kebahasaan ya sudah ada itu unsur bahasaan berupa kosakata yang dipelajari, atau kalau memang ada grammar yang menjadi fokus di situ bisa jadi kan post reading atau post listening activity bisa kita ini kan lakukan, dan itu saya kira banyak yang sudah melakukan itu di draftnya kalian itu ada yang melakukan itu, ada ini. Ya gitu Karisma ya, it's up to you ini sekedar ini ya wawasan bahwa sebenarnya big picture itulah yang harus ada di benak seorang penulis itu ya. Dan urutannya sebenarnya nggak harus urutan itu, urutan penyajiannya seperti urutan nomor itu, tidak ya. Yang penting kan ketika saya mencek nanti itu ini sebenarnya activity berapa ini mengarah ke indikator mana sih? Oh ada arahannya. Ini mengarah ke begitu ya.
Oh jadi yang di itu tuh terserah penyusunannya ya Pak ya?
Oh, iya terserah. Yang penting ada activity ini menyasar mana, nggak boleh ada activity yang nggak ada sasarannya gitu loh.
Soalnya saya kira itu harus urut dengan learning objektifnya. Jadi kayak ya menuruti itunya itu Pak urutannya. Makanya saya kira nggak boleh diacak. Jadi kayak urut dari learning objektif gitu.
Enggak bisa begitu ya. Jadi memang learning objektif kita di Indonesia itu kan enggak diurutkan menurut teorinya ya. Oke. Jadi enggak diurutkan menurut teorinya. Jadi kita yang ahli di bidang pendidikan bahasa Inggris yang mengurutkannya begitu ya. Ya.
Yes, sir.
Oke, jadi contoh language features itu sebenarnya bagian dari ini dekonstruksi teks dikonstruksi nanti ketemu language feature. Karena itu saya kasih komentar ya, ada yang saya kasih komentar kok dimulai dengan penjelasan ya group 1 Putri ya, please don't start with explanation gitu ya Putri. Contoh begitu. Mana ini Putri ini? Putri siapa ini? Ya grup 1 siapa? Putri Fatimatus ya. Halo, Putri.
Yes, sir.
Ya, you start with explanation ya.
Yes, sir. Explanation about should and would.
Nah, itu hendaknya diakhirkan gitu setelah ada modeling gitu ya. Jadi itu merupakan push ini ya, listening gitu ya. Ininya itu explanationnya itu ya. Kalau dia dalam penjelasan dulu ya itu nampaknya didaktif ways of presenting ini apa ini namanya language atau communicative expression itu tidak bagus gitu ya. Jadi ada model dulu baru kemudian kita ini kan ya induktif ya. Jadi supaya anak itu mendapatkan konsep secara alami dulu baru diberitahu. Jadi jangan diberitahu dulu gitu ya. Paham? Jadi mereka supaya tahu language use in context gitu ya. Baru kemudian ada namanya reinforcement berupa explanation tadi. Jadi explanation itu adalah sebagai reinforcement ya, menekankan kembali apa yang tadi dipelajari ya gitu ya. Kalau
Yes,
tadi kalau misalnya dikasih model dulu itu kan secara tidak langsung otaknya itu language acquisition device-nya di benaknya itu akan mengatakan, oh kalau gitu begini ya. Kalau mengucapkan congratulation itu selalu diikuti for ya congratulation for apa ya. Nah, setelah itu dikasih reinforcement berupa explanation. Oh iya, jadi siswa itu akhirnya bisa mengkonfirmasi apa yang ada di benaknya itu dari informasi explanation yang diberikan gitu loh ya. Itu namanya inductive way of learning, apakah grammar, apakah vocabulary, apakah yang lain itu seperti itu. Induktif ya. Ya Putri gitu. Saya kira ada beberapa yang begitu dimulai dengan explanation. Itu coba nanti dipindahkan aja itu setelah setelah listeningnya gitu loh ya. Ya Putri, gitu ya?
yes sir, nanti saya ganti.
Ya, bukan, dipindahkan aja gitu urutannya itu nanti ya, itu apa explanationnya itu setelah ada listeningnya atau listeningnya itu maksudnya listening to ini ya, kalau should and must tadi itu listening to conversation tadi ya gitu ya.
Yes sir.
Nah, ada yang halamannya itu cuma sedikit sekali itu, cuma 6 gitu ya. Ini saya kira ini akan menyulitkan nanti kalau kita mau aplikasi jumlahnya misalnya 60 halaman minimal itu katanya Pak Sueb itu ya kalau yang akademik. Tapi ini kan buku teks ya, buku teks itu tidak ada ini. Tetapi kalau cuma 6 halaman sementara teman-teman yang lain unitnya itu ada 11, ini kan tidak bagus ini. Ya. Ini siapa yang sedikit sekali itu ya? Saya tulis di sini kok halaman sedikit sekali tidak ya? Nah ini yang halamannya terlalu sedikit ini nanti tidak imbang dan dengan tidak imbang ya apabila dibandingkan dengan teman-teman yang satu grup begitu. Jadi ini perlu nanti dipikirkan ulang ini apa diekspansi gitu, ditambahkan ya. Kegiatan-kegiatan atau ditambah teksnya ya gitu ya kira-kira kegiatan lah untuk mengeksploitasi teks itu perlu ditambahkan gitu ya. Ada lagi?
I wanna ask, sir.
Yes, please.
So as I know that in this project in our class there are 7 groups, and it's mean that there are 2 groups working in the same class. So then how about it, sir? Is it okay?
That's problematic ya. So ini siapa yang ini which group which class actually has 2 groups or done by 2 groups. Ini kelas yang nomor berapa? Kelas berapa?
Kelas 8. Sepertinya kelas 8 grup saya, sir.
Loh, enggak. Berarti kan 2 kelompok kan?
Iya.
Kelas 8 dan kelas berapa? Kelas 8 itu dikerjakan oleh kelompok berapa dan berapa? Grup berapa?
Kelompok 1 dan sepertinya kelompok 3 kalau tidak salah.
Oke. Kalau begitu begini nanti ya, untuk project yang submit ke saya ya tetap dikerjakan sendiri-sendiri karena kan nanti by name ya, by name juga ini masing-masing kan dapat nilai. Ini saya bisa pastikan ya, nilainya kalian itu semuanya nanti A itu ya. Gitu. Tapi memang yang cuma sedikit tadi itu mungkin perlu saya encourage lagi supaya nanti bisa A-nya itu A maksimal gitu ya, jangan A minimal. A minimal itu kan 85 ya. Nah, for the application of the ISBN ya, nanti bisa nggak ini kelompok 1 dan kelompok 3 ini nanti diskusi gitu. Nanti yang dipakai miliknya siapa begitu ya. yang dipakai miliknya siapa ataukah gabungan gitu ya. Paham? Jadi nanti unitnya sama, tapi isinya mungkin dari kelompok 1 atau dari kelompok 3 ini, atau gabungan begitu. Paham maksudnya ya? Ini kan AKD-nya ada berapa ini grade 8 itu? Five ya? Iya, 5 ya, KD-nya ya.
4.
Oh, 4. Kalau 4 cuma sedikit sekali nanti halamannya ya, berarti ya. Kalau misalnya masing-masing produksi 10 ya, cuma 40 ya. Nah, dengan demikian mungkin ada yang nanti ada yang diulang lah begitu ya. Tapi sekali lagi nanti tetap menghasilkan satu ya, yang untuk diaplikasi untuk daftarkan untuk ISBN. Nah, saya berharap sih bahwa nanti 2 kelompok ini jadi satu ini ya, tapi nanti yang dipasang itu mungkin tidak semuanya ya, tidak semuanya. Kalau jadi satu jumlahnya orang berapa ini? Kelompok 1 berapa orang? Kalau kita lihat di sini kata-kata yang saya pakai itu menyebut berapa orang di sini. Kelompok 1 itu Putri, Laksmi, Galuh, Dinar ya 4 ya. Terus kelompok 3
Ada 6, Sir.
Kelompok 3 Iza, Luisita, kemudian
Sebentar, Sir.
Norma. 11
Yang kelas 8 itu grup 1 sama grup 2, Sir. Yang kelas 8.
kemudian sama Anissa ini 4, 5, 8 berarti ya. Nah, kalau 8 ini Anissa, Karisma, Fitri, Fiza, Septio, 11 berarti ya. 9 ya. Kan tadi 4 sama ini, 4 sama ini 9. Nah, berarti begini kalau gitu ya. Apakah bisa misalnya kita ambil dari grup 1 ke grup 2 ini yang menjadi koordinator ya. Untuk semuanya ini. Ya. Bertanggung jawab ini misalnya untuk kan kita tetap nanti itu ini harus punya cover yang sama atau desainnya sama untuk kelas 7, 8, 9. Kemudian 9, 10, 11 punya cover yang sama begitu ya. Gimana? Kamu punya usulan? Dinar. Oh, Dinar. Dinar ya tadi ya. Iya.
Ya, sebenarnya masih bingung sih, Sir. Nanti mau seperti apa.
Kalau usul saya tadi ya, yang diusulkan ke ISBN itu ya cuma 1 kelas 8. 1 kelas 8. Jadi bukan 2 kelas 8 ya. Oke. Nah, karena cuma 1 kelas 8 yang diusul untuk ISBN, maka ya isinya itu saya sarankan adalah ini kombinasi dari grup 1 dan grup 2. Ya. Kombinasi dari grup 1 dan grup 2 ya. Mau kita lihat dulu kalau masing-masing unit itu double, itu kan jadinya panjang ya. Kenapa? Bisa jadi 2 kali lipat dari grade-grade yang lain. Nah, ini kan tidak umum nanti, aneh nanti ya. Artinya mungkin tidak semuanya didouble gitu. Ada yang didouble. Nah, artinya harus ada yang rela nanti ya karyanya tidak dimasukkan yang diusulkan ke ISBN gitu loh, unitnya. Tapi nilainya tetap ini kan kalian menghasilkan ini draft akhir itu kan sudah dapat nilai pribadi ini gitu loh. Namun untuk usulan ISBN-nya itu enggak gitu loh. Nah, bagaimana namanya? Namanya nanti saya sebut untuk kelas 8 ini namanya saya sebut semuanya begitu. Di dalam preface. What do you think? Halo?
Ya, tidak apa-apa, Sir, kalau seperti itu.
Ya terima kasih kalau emang ini nggak ada masalah. Jadi tetap nanti grup 1, grup 2 bekerja sama untuk menghasilkan unit tersendiri yang siap diusulkan untuk ISBN ya. Unit tersendiri ya. Jadi yang merupakan gabungan dari dua kelompok ini. Jadi siapapun nanti yang kan silakan nanti tim internal itu mengatakan oh ini aja milikmu, ini nampaknya lebih ini daripada ini begitu ya. Otomatis kan dua kelompok ini punya generic format yang berbeda nampaknya ya. Tidak persis sama. Nah, kalau begitu nanti harus disepakati ya, mengikuti yang mana misalnya begitu ya. Yang formatnya lebih bagus misalnya, lebih menarik misalnya. Ya. Saya
Maybe every group.
Ya, gimana?
Maybe every group can send one format, sir, so we can voting the format after that, sir.
Ya, ini silakan didiskusikan sendiri ya di grup 1, grup 2 ya. Ini silakan langsung ini diskusi nanti yang ini yang kita pakai begitu ya, formatnya begitu ya. Jadi sekali lagi highlightnya tadi ya, kita itu perlu cover yang sama ya, desain cover yang sama untuk kelas 7, 8, 9 satu kelompok sendiri, kemudian 9, 10, 11, 12 kelompok sendiri gitu. Karena itu menjadi syarat utama untuk bisa didaftarkan ke ISBN gitu ya. Itu harus bersepakat dulu ya. Satu. Yang kedua, tadi kan ada saran ini bahwa nanti format ininya adalah format halamannya itu adalah halaman kayak buku ya, jadi kanan kiri gitu. Ya, coba saya download salah satu gitu yang masih dalam bentuk Word ya, milik kalian dalam bentuk Word. Saya download salah satu ya. Misalnya ini kelompok 1 ini ya. Ya ini galau ini dalam bentuk Word, jadi misalnya saya download ya. Ya. Coba ini saya share screen saya. Yang dimaksud oleh Pak Sueb tadi itu apa ini? Menggunakan ini ya, format ini. Ini kan everyone see my screen ya.
Yes.
Ya sekarang kita lihat di sini nggak ada halamannya ya, nggak ada halamannya. Jadi kita perlu memikirkan halamannya itu, halamannya kanan kiri ya. Ini kosong ini ya, kosong ya. Nah kita perlu cek dulu layoutnya itu kalau yang dimaksud oleh Pak Sueb itu ya di mana kalau nggak salah di layout saya kira bukan di layout, di paragrafnya ini coba kita ya. Kok lah sebentar, bukan ini ya. Yang apa pilihan ininya itu loh, mana ini ya, saya lupa saya itu ini. Ada yang ingat di mana posisi yang apa pilihan ininya apa format gitu, apakah di sini ya, line ini index di mana ya, ada yang tahu? Benar-benar saya lupa ini, saya padahal pernah itu menggunakannya itu untuk formatting ya. Halo, nggak ada yang tahu? Ini mungkin ya di page setup ini kalau nggak salah ya. Nah ya, halo, di page setup itu ada multiple pages ini, kalau nggak salah ada pilihannya apa ini? Bookfold. Halo? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Ya,
Yes, sir.
jadi saya ulangi ya. Nanti pilihannya di layout itu ada page setup ya. Itu kemudian di multiple pages ini ada pilihan book fold. Nah, begitu ya. Jadi nanti modelnya seperti itu nanti ya, book fold. Oke, kita klik oke ya. Ini coba papernya apa? Oh ya, layout coba. Ya, kita perlu ini kalau mau ya, ini different odd and even misalnya ya, anunya itu apa, header and footernya. Kalau kita punya header and footer ya, nah, kita sementara kan enggak punya ini. Jadi, nah ini kita lihat kalau book fold itu ada masalah di sini di ininya ya, di marginmu ini ya, kacau jadinya ya book foldnya ini. Jadi ya ini terlalu besar ini apa coba mungkin kalau ini marginnya kita ini ya layout, coba kita marginnya ke ini ya, jadi mungkin ya marginsnya ini ya harus kita ini kan ya. Jadi marginnya sheet per booklet ini gimana nih ya, sheet per booklet berapa sheet per booklet. Oh, coba kita lihat. Jadi di sini marginnya ini yang ini ya, inside ya, misalnya kita ini kan kita kurangi marginnya ya, jadi ini outside juga gitu. Nah, ini 2 cm misalnya ya, kita lihat apa yang terjadi ya. Oh, nah tapi tetap aja ini masih terlalu besar ini ya, ini. Oh sebentar, jangan-jangan size kertas kita mungkin belum ini, sudah A4 ya, book fold ya, A4 book fold. Apa maksudnya ini satu kertas A4 itu jadi buku begitu ya? Coba kalian bisa ini ya, bisa konsultasi sama yang lain ya, yang lain maksudnya yang teman-teman yang ahli itu ya. Jadi misalnya kita pasangkan page number gitu ya, bottom ya, di mana ini yang sebelah kini ya misalnya ya. Ini coba kita lihat ini ya, ini page number gak muncul page numbernya ini ya. Nah ini ada page number ini ya Sri, tapi yang 5 ya, book foldnya bagaimana ini ya. Dimulai dengan halaman ini, kemudian silakan belajar sendiri ya, ini bagian dari ini ya, bagian dari soft skill kalian ini untuk memikirkan ini. Jadi pilihannya adalah book fold ini nanti ya, harus ini. Jadi supaya tadi turning page-nya itu ini benar begitu ya. Jadi saya simpan dulu ya. Jadi saya tidak 100% ahli di bidang desain begitu. Tapi ini good idea to use itu. Ya, ini bagian dari pekerjaan itu ya. Jadi ada 2 pekerjaan ini ya. Satu merespon ini feedback dari saya. Sekali lagi kalau feedbacknya itu menurut kalian tidak tepat ya nggak apa-apa ini ya. Jadi ini yang namanya feedback. Bagaimana you respond to feedback itu silakan diinikan sendiri-sendiri ya. Masing-masing punya respon yang berbeda gitu ya. Saya siap untuk dikonfrontir untuk klarifikasi begitu ya, bisa lewat WhatsApp maupun di Google Classroom gitu ya. Baik, begitu ya. Jadi silakan nanti segera kembali regrouping ya. Siapa ini ketuanya, siapa masing-masing kelompok itu sudah ada tak ketuanya? Halo, sudah terbentuk ketuanya?
Ada yang belum, Sir.
Nah, coba kita kelompok 1 siapa ini? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ya. Jadi yang belum punya ketua segera ini ya, segera membentuk ketua. Kemudian nanti yang sudah ketemu ketuanya nanti segera berdiskusi untuk menentukan cover bersama ya yang bisa dipakai untuk satu level pendidikan ya, SMP sendiri, SMA sendiri gitu ya. Baik, ada yang bisa ini disampaikan lagi? Nggak ada? Ya. Okay, thank you for today's meeting. So we need your responses and fast work, group work, to make sure that we can fulfill all the requirements for ISBN applications. So for group 1 and group 2 who are responsible for grade 8, I think individually has to finish your chapter, but as a group you need also to decide whose unit should be included in grade 8. Okay, thank you very much for your active participation. I will put the recordings of this meeting in our Google Classroom. Okay, thank you. Saya akhiri. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Happy working in group. Thank you.